What if I told you that the most decisive weapon of World War II was not a tank or a plane, but a piece of information? The Second World War, one of the most significant human conflicts that exploded on the global stage in the late 1930s, soon encompassed an extensive array of the world's nations. This included all the global superpowers, which finally aligned themselves into two combative military alliances known as the Allies and the Axis. The stage was set for a global showdown, the players were poised for the epic confrontation, and the world was on the brink of witnessing a conflict of a scale and ferocity that was unparalleled in human history. Yet, among the thunderous sounds of artillery, the deafening roar of tanks, and the shrill whirring of fighter plane engines, there was another war being fought in the shadows, a covert war of cryptic codes and sophisticated ciphers. This was the era of cryptography, an epoch when information was tantamount to ammunition, carrying as much if not more influence as any bullet or bomb. In the heart of the tumult, nations were in a frenzy to safeguard their secrets while simultaneously attempting to pry open those of their adversaries. One particular piece of technology stood at the vanguard of this veiled struggle. This was a device so advanced and enigmatic that it soon became the embodiment of the word mystery. It was known as the Enigma machine. This contraption, an unassuming box consisting of wires and rotors, possessed the capability to encrypt messages in a manner that was considered uncrackable. It crafted a puzzle so intricate and bewildering that even the brightest minds of the era were left puzzled and confounded. As the machine hummed and clicked, transmuting plain text into a scramble of nonsensical characters, the destiny of the war teetered precariously in the balance. The Enigma machine was an anomaly in the arsenal of warfare. It didn't demolish structures or claim lives in a direct manner. However, it held the potent ability to sway the direction of battles, to modulate the ebb and flow of warfare. It was a weapon of a distinct nature, a weapon of intelligence, a weapon of information. As the war intensified, it became evident that an unprecedented kind of weapon was altering the course of the conflict. This was not a traditional weapon wrought from steel or powered by gunpowder. It was a weapon that wielded intelligence, a weapon that harnessed information to influence outcomes. As the war raged on, it was clear that a new weapon was changing the tide of the conflict, a weapon of intelligence, not of steel. The war was not just fought on land, sea, and air, but also in the realm of codes and ciphers. Indeed, the Second World War was a battleground of cryptic messages and enigmatic machines. One such machine that took center stage in this clandestine warfare was the Enigma machine. Developed by the Germans in the early 20th century, the Enigma machine was an intricate device used for the encryption and decryption of secret messages. This machine was no ordinary piece of technology. Its complexity was unparalleled, with its rotors, plugs, and keys creating a mind-boggling number of possible combinations. The Enigma machine was not just a tool for communication, it was a weapon that propelled the Germans ahead in the war, allowing them to conduct operations with a level of secrecy the Allies struggled to penetrate. The Germans believed their codes to be unbreakable, and for a time, they were right. With each passing day, the Enigma machine became more sophisticated, more intricate, and more enigmatic. It was continuously refined and modified, making it increasingly difficult for the Allies to crack its codes. This was the rise of the mysterious weapon, a rise that seemed unstoppable. The machine was so effective that it had a significant impact on the course of the war. The Allies were left scrambling, desperate to decipher the labyrinth of codes that held the key to the Germans' next move. Battles were lost, and lives were sacrificed, all because of the elusive Enigma machine. But the Allies were not deterred. They knew that to win the war, they needed to crack the Enigma's codes, and so, they embarked on a mission to do just that. But that's a story for another scene. The Enigma machine was not just a tool but a weapon, one that was shrouded in secrecy and mystery. It was a weapon that changed the face of warfare, a weapon that made the realm of codes and ciphers a battlefield in its own right. But every weapon has its weakness, and for the Enigma machine, it was the human mind. At the heart of the battle against the Enigma machine was Bletchley Park, a nondescript location in Buckinghamshire, England. Here, a motley crew of mathematicians, linguists, and crossword puzzle enthusiasts were gathered. Their mission was as complex as it was critical: to crack the Enigma codes. Among these intellectual titans was Alan Turing, a brilliant mathematician and logician. Turing was not a soldier in the traditional sense, but his contribution to the war effort was as significant as any general's. His weapon of choice was his intellect, and his battlefield was the realm of code and cipher. Turing and his team faced an uphill battle. The Enigma machine was capable of producing an astronomical 159 quintillion, 762 quadrillion, 184 trillion possible settings, each one resulting in a different ciphertext. But Turing was undeterred. With a relentless focus, Turing and his team set about creating a machine to counter the Enigma. They called it the Bomba. This wasn't a weapon that exploded, but it was just as powerful. The bomb was a machine designed to simulate the workings of the Enigma, to think like the Enigma, and ultimately, to crack the Enigma. The bomb was a marvel of engineering and mathematics. It whirred and clicked as it methodically checked each possible Enigma setting, searching for the one that would turn gibberish into readable text. Turing's Bomba was not just a machine, it was a manifestation of the human mind's capacity to solve even the most complex problems. The Bomba did its job admirably. Day after day, it churned out decrypted messages, providing the Allies with invaluable insight into the enemy's plans. The tide of the war was beginning to turn. Cracking the Enigma code was akin to unlocking the enemy's deepest secrets. It was a game changer. So, what was the impact of this mysterious weapon on the course of World War II? As we delve into the aftermath of the cracking of the Enigma codes, we find that the impact was monumental. The Enigma machine, an enigmatic device shrouded in secrecy, ultimately played a crucial role in shaping the trajectory of the war. Once the Allies had broken the Enigma codes, they had an unprecedented advantage. They were privy to the Axis powers' plans, allowing them to anticipate and counteract their moves effectively. This was not a mere game of chess, it was a high-stakes battle where every move carried significant weight. To understand the gravity of this advantage, we must remember that warfare is essentially a game of information. The side with the most accurate and timely information often holds the upper hand. The Enigma machine underscored this principle, as it was a device designed to protect information, to keep the enemy in the dark. But once the Allies had cracked the code, they turned the Axis powers' weapon against them. The breaking of the Enigma codes directly led to significant Allied victories. For instance, the Battle of the Atlantic, where the Allies' knowledge of the U-boats' locations, thanks to the deciphered Enigma messages, helped them protect their convoys and cut off the German supply lines. Similarly, in the North African campaign, the Allies used the decoded messages to outmaneuver the Axis powers, leading to their eventual victory. These victories were not just military triumphs, but they also boosted the morale of the Allied forces and their home nations. They provided hope, a beacon of light in the dark times of the war, inspiring soldiers and civilians alike to carry on the fight. The Enigma machine and its codes, once thought to be unbreakable, became a turning point in World War II, proving that sometimes the most powerful weapon is knowledge.